Hello, welcome to the weekly wind-up with myself, Emma Kirke. Connor Lynes was 14 when he was left fighting for his life after collapsing following a rugby match. He's now playing again, and alongside that, he's doing some remarkable charity work. 3 years after the blood clot on the brain and 2 strokes left him fighting for his life, Connor has turned his attention to helping others. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
So, do you remember anything about what actually happened?
The only thing I actually remember about the actual incident was waking up in the morning, getting my boots ready, going to the actual game. It was about 5 minutes to the end. I went down from getting tackled by 2 bigger lads with my ribs because I was winded, so I got brought off the rest of the day, and the rest of the day was fine. I was normal, I was bubbly, fighting with my sister and all that lot. Then that following morning it changed, and that's when it just all went blank for me, and that's when our story began about my stroke and that.
So after the game you were actually okay until the following morning?
Yeah, I was fine. I didn't see no reason to go to hospital. Sarah said, "Do you want to go get checked?" And I was like, "Nah, I'll be fine," because any normal teenager, 14, when you play rugby, nah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
so what was that like for you then, obviously?
The actual day of the game, I actually saw him go down tackle, and I knew he was there because Connor's not one of these that'd stay down for nothing. So I was coaching at the time, and we made the decision to bring him off, and we left him off. And I said to him, "Look, do you want to go get checked?" He's like, "No, absolutely fine."
Yeah.
And for the rest of the day, I did keep an eye on him, just making sure he was alright. But he was his normal, comical self. You know, he was having a laugh and a joke, and there was nothing there to suggest anything was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it wasn't until after he'd had his stroke I did say to one of the doctors, if I'd have brought him in yesterday, would you have found the clot? And they said no, because they wouldn't have checked his head or his neck, so they wouldn't have found it anyway. So
what actually happened, and what were his symptoms when you did take him?
Well, basically, I woke up in the morning and I shouted through to Connor to let the dogs out, because I knew he'd got up, because I'd heard him get up and go to the toilet. So I shouted through to let the dogs out, but he didn't respond. So I shouted again, and with that I got like, it was like, all I can describe it, it's like a wailing sound coming from the bathroom, and I knew then instantly there was something not right with Connor.
Yeah.
So obviously I went through to the bathroom, and he was just slumped on the floor, one side of his body. He couldn't move, he couldn't speak, there was like white foam coming out of his mouth. You know, and I initially did think, I think he's having a stroke, and then I thought, no, he's too young. You know, but
that's a common misconception, isn't it?
Yeah, it is definitely. I mean, the amount of people we've met over the years, and they've all said they thought he was too young as well. But obviously he wasn't. I called an ambulance, and I think even when the paramedics came, I think they didn't realise how serious it was at that time either. They got him into the ambulance. There was no rush or anything like that to get him to hospital. And it wasn't until we got to Hull Royal, that's when alarm bells started ringing, and they took him straight to resus. And then they took him to the scanner twice, and you know, and all this time they was asking what other symptoms he had he been sick or anything like that, and I was just like, no, he's just woke up like that. And then when the doctors came in and they said to us he'd torn the artery in his neck, which had caused a blood clot to go to his basilar artery, which was very rare in children and hardly ever seen in children basically. And they said that they were going to transfer him to Leeds General, so that's what we assumed they were doing. And Leeds General was going to take over Connor's care, but then another specialist came down and he took one look at Connor and he said he won't make it to Leeds. He said we need to operate now.
Wow.
And with that he was just rushed out the room, and that was the last we saw of him for a good couple of hours. So it was just, I don't know, it's like you're in a bubble. You're on the outside and you're looking in, and it's not happening to you, but it really is, you know. And you want to run away from it all. You want to get the burn and take him away from what's going on, but you can't, you know. And everything's out of your control. You've got to put your trust into these medics and doctors and that. And you know, we were very lucky that, you know, the doctor reacted the way he did, and you know, Connor's here now to tell the tale because of that doctor. You know, I mean, he was sent to Leeds for 7 weeks, wasn't
he? Yeah.
When he spent 4 days in intensive care in Leeds.
So that was following the operation? Following
the operation, yeah. Okay. And then about a week after the first operation, he suffered a second stroke on his cerebellum, which caused more damage. But again, Connor just defied everyone, and within a week he was up walking. So you just weren't having none of it, was you?
I guess not.
So, I mean, obviously at this point they must have said, you know, you can't go back to playing rugby. Is that right?
Well, really, I don't actually remember getting told that I can't play rugby. It's just stuck in my mind. I don't remember who told me. I think it's just. But then, as soon as I said that, I was like, yeah, that's fine. Obviously, it did hurt because I grew up with rugby. It was like a never escape for me. But then I just said, that's fine. I'm fine. I'm going to start charity work. I'm going to help people who's helped me and just try and make other people happy.
So what charities are you actually involved with? Because I know there's quite a number, isn't there?
Yeah. We've recently linked up with a charity called Will's Way. We've linked up in the past with Evan Hawksworth's family, which he died from playing rugby. There's Life for a Kid.
Yeah.
There's Leeds General Infirmary. We helped to raise some money for them for the, it's like an, I don't know what's it called.
For the parents' room in the PLC.
Yeah, the parents' room. So the parents have like a never escape to get out and try and clear the head and see and talk to the family and all that. And then just loads of things we've done, isn't there?
There's quite a few.
And you've got your own badge, which I know some rugby teams have taken on to put on their kits, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, as it stands, I think there's about 60 rugby football teams that are now wearing Connor's logo. Just basically to make them aware of, that brain injuries in sport do happen, and just to keep that a little bit more of an eye out on players that have took knocks to the heads. And it's not just the head, it's the neck as well, because obviously Connor's neck was damaged and not his head. And that's how we came about with the brain injury, basically. And it's just about raising the awareness in it and getting the awareness out there that it does happen. And we're just a normal family from Hull. We never ever dreamt it'd happen to us, and it did, and it changed our lives. So.
But you're obviously quite a close family, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are close. There's obviously me and my daughter, and Connor came to me when he was 3 years old, and wouldn't have it any other way really, would we? Three Legos, aren't we?
So tell me what it was like then, having thought you couldn't play rugby, to be able to get back on a pitch.
It was devastating, but I really wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about basically stay alive, because it was life and death, and I couldn't leave them. I was in like remand of like my dad left in the family, so I didn't want to leave them. And when I got told that it could be life or death, I couldn't even speak, so I couldn't even say bye or nothing. So so that's why I wanted to come out of surgery, be able to talk to myself, so then I can actually talk to them properly and say that I was going to say bye, so they do get some reassurance from that. Because if I died, I don't know where they would be right now.
Okay, but you are now playing rugby, aren't you?
Yes.
Does that worry you? Does it worry you? Are you worried for him when he's playing?
It took me a bit to get used to the idea of him playing again, because obviously, rugby nearly took him away from us, and it was an hard decision for me to make, to allow him to do it again. But at the end of the day, he's 17 years old. He's got a life to live. He's been given a second chance, And when PDRL came about, and they said he could play as a non-contact player, I've always been one to encourage my kids to follow their dreams and do what they want to do, as long as it makes them happy. And it'd have been wrong for me to say, look, no, you can't. Because that's just me being selfish. That's my feelings. And and basically Connor wanted to do it, and and he loves it, and it's really good to see him smiling again. Because you did miss it, didn't you?
You are allowed to admit it,
Yeah, I did miss it because I got brought up with it. So
yeah, because it's like Connor said earlier on, he used that as an escape, because when he lost his dad and his mum, and then obviously I lost my mum, and Connor was very close to my mum. And he just used rugby as it was his way of an escape. It was his way to channel that aggression that he had inside, and and he always channeled it in a positive way, and that was on the rugby field. He could have been one of these children that go out and started causing trouble and that, but he didn't. He channeled it on the rugby field, and he absolutely loved it, and he was doing really, really well in it. And it was a dream to play for Kirke, wasn't it? And that dream was shattered by the 2 strokes. But with PDRL and that going back in now, the opportunity to play down at Wakefield, he absolutely loved it, especially because Chris Chester's there as well. And obviously Connor was. Chesney was one of the first visitors, when you had your accident.
Yeah, it was quite close to him.
Yeah, Chris Chester was one of the first to come in, So Connor got quite close with Chris, and I think it was quite nice that, you know, it's quite fitting that he's playing for Wakefield, and obviously Chris Chester's one of the coaches down at Wakefield, so...
But you're not going to pursue it as a career, are you? I heard that you actually want to be a paramedic now.
Yeah, it was, I don't even know where I actually came from. I woke up one day, I think it was like, I don't know, about 3-4 weeks ago, and I was like, I wasn't really enjoying like my course at college. Like, I just wasn't feeling, it just didn't feel right. So I was like, I was going through it with which other courses, and then they said paramedic in health and social. And I was like, okay, and it's just stuck with me. So that's what I'm going to do next year after I finish this course. So hopefully that comes out with something.
So you're going to be saving other people.
I mean, that's what I want, because I know what it's like to just feel like you are going to die, and nobody wants that. So I want to try and prevent that, so nobody has to go through what I've gone through.
You are an amazing young man to have fought what you've been through. Have you got any words of advice for somebody? Because you've remained positive, and you have kept fighting, which is remarkable.
I think the main two things I've always said is keep close family, make sure they're by your side 100%, because if I didn't have my auntie and my cousin by my side, I wouldn't have got through that, because it took a lot of strength to even manage to get through surgery. So that gave me a massive confidence boost to even manage to get out of hospital. And the other one is stay close to friends, because they'll give you confidence every single day. Like, I've got a new set of friends and they give me confidence, so that's probably the main two I would give to people who are going through like the similar phases what I've been through.
So make sure you have a good support network around you.
Good support, and you'll ease through it.
Ease through it.
So just ease through.
Well, thank you both so much for coming and talking to us today. As I said, Connor, you are a very remarkable young man.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best with your future.
Thank you.
That's all we have time for today. If you wish to discuss this or any other topic you see on KLTV, our social media and contact details are on the screen. I'm Emma Kirke. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye for now.